Hi everyone, my name is Wajiha Tahir, like Corey mentioned, and I have been blessed with the opportunity to share my purpose with you all today. My family and I migrated from Pakistan in 2007, and we've been living in Lodi for the past 12 years. I'm a Vice President of Social and Web Development for a new organization on campus called the Pacific Society of Women in Business, which goal is to empower and equip women with the necessary skills to be successful in their career and personal lives. And last but most importantly, I am a community involvement program scholar. Through CIP, I had an opportunity to meet amazing mentors like Allison and Corey, made amazing friendships and memories, and got an opportunity to meet a lot of people with all sorts of backgrounds. Because of CIP, not only am I getting a degree at UOP, but I'm also evolving and growing into a much better human being than I could have imagined. For the past year, I've been kind of lost about what my purpose in life was. And to be honest, I still am a little lost, which is why I was a little shocked when Allison nominated me to give this speech. However, this last year, I've also been trying to get closer to my religion, and I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. I am a proud Muslim, for those of you who didn't know, and I have been practicing Islam for the past 20 years. Being born in a Muslim household was a blessing. However, it was also a little unfortunate because I didn't really get to find Islam on my own. I was told to pray 5 times a day, to not eat pork, to cover my body, and to pray and to fast during Ramadan. And all of those restrictions that were put upon me from my parents didn't really make sense to me as a little kid. However, after learning about my religion, I really learned to appreciate them. And even though my parents put all those restrictions, they also managed to raise 3 amazing kids. My parents devoted their life to making sure their children were raised in a way where we were always kind to others. We always respected our elders and younger people, and to always put others' needs above ours, and to always help whenever we're asked. All of these things that have been taught to me from my mentors, my parents, everything was in front of me. However, I didn't really realize everything until a friend offered me the English version of the Quran a few months ago, where I realized I had been living with a purpose. I just didn't realize what it was. The Quran mentions everything that you could possibly think of. It talks about leadership. It talks about modesty for men and women. It talks about how being a good person can help you in the afterlife. It also talks about a lot of taboo subjects that one might not think of, like war, inheritance, abortion, divorce, everything that you wouldn't really expect from a religious point of view. It also gave women the right to vote, to own land, and to the right to get educated and work many years before the Western world ever did. After studying my religion a little better, I truly realized what my 3 purposes in life were. The first is to be a good person no matter what situation I'm put in. One of the verses in the Quran mentions, do good and good will come back to you. This verse is pretty self-explanatory, right? I mean, if you do something good, like maybe buy your friends a lunch or do community service, the universe will find a way to thank you. I truly embodied this in a way that for the past couple of months, especially after joining CIP, since there's so many opportunities to get really involved in the community, I've always been looking forward to give back to the world, maybe signing up for Habitat for Humanity or reading to little kids in elementary schools, or just little projects where I can really give back to the world. Another purpose of mine is inspired by the leadership of Prophet Muhammad, which is to lead but also influence. When Islam was first developing, my prophet Muhammad was kicked out of his hometown Mecca with a few followers. Within a few years later, he returned to his hometown, accompanied by 10,000 followers, and took over his hometown back. Within the next 10,000 years later, Islam spread rapidly across the globe. Muhammad's life is being studied in every household, and his name is being repeated millions of times a day. When I envision myself as a leader, I truly want to embody how Muhammad was not just a leader, but he also influenced the people around him and the human course of history. This story inspired me to take lead in every aspect of my personal life. Coming from an immigrant family, I had to be that child who had to take lead in my own family and I had to be that child who had to learn English as fast as I could so I could translate for my parents whenever we went to doctor appointments or the insurance or filing for tax papers. I really had to take leadership and be there for them when they were transitioning from life in Pakistan to America. Another aspect that I took leadership is the society I mentioned before, the Pacific Society of Women in Business. When my team and I were coming up with this organization, our foundation is to really influence but also empower women to use their voice that they've already been given. We want to empower these women to really take lead in their own life and not wait for a title to be given to you. Our president, Maria Rios, always says, don't wait until someone gives you the title of a president or CEO. You should feel like the president in your own life or whatever title you've been given. The last purpose of mine is to represent Islam in a positive way wherever I go, which is why I started wearing the hijab in 2018. With all the negativity and misinterpretations of Islam these days, I really wanted to be that person who has the power to change your perception of Muslims. That way you can meet me, you can have a few interactions with me, and then judge how Muslims really are rather than depending on what the media outlets are telling you. With this piece of cloth on my head, I am making a visible statement that I'm a proud Muslim, but I'm not just that. I'm also a lot of other things. First and foremost, I'm a woman. I'm a daughter and a sister. One day I'll be a wife and a mother. I'm also a sister, a best friend, a woman in business, and a mentor. My three distinct purposes are to begin life, to lead but also influence, and to represent Islam in a positive way everywhere I go. I'm thankful that I found my reason to get up every day. However, it's not enough for you and I to just have a purpose. Instead, we have to create a sense of purpose in everyone around us. Your goal should be to make a difference, an impact, a legacy, like Allison always says, that will be there hundreds of thousands of years after you and I leave this earth. Now, don't get discouraged, right? I mean, nothing great ever happened overnight. It took over 300,000 to put just one man on the moon. Instead, you have to start small. You have to work as a community, and you have to come together to create big and meaningful projects. Now, I'm not that great of a public speaker, and I know I talk really fast, but I just want you guys to get this one note from this speech. Creating a change and legacies first starts within. So even if you aren't practicing in religion and have hundreds of thousands of regulations to follow, or even if you don't have strong mentors to guide you, or even if you haven't found your purpose yet, all that matters is that you wake up every day and you make a genuine promise to yourself that you'll do something nice for someone without expecting anything in return. That you'll volunteer your day off to read little books to children in elementary schools. And last, you'll help someone find their purpose, because this world would be a lot better to live in if everyone found their passion and used it to make a difference in this world.